Chapter 44 Shrinky-Dink and the Staff and the Adventure. Everyone was obviously shocked that the statue somehow turned Jograth into a woman. They didn't know what to do, let alone what to say to him. Jack thought about saying something lighthearted, but then thought better of it, fearing that it might only make Jograth even more angry. Raisha, still trying to process the reality that Jograth was somehow turned into a woman, tried her best to help him to calm down. "Jill, it's okay. The sign says everything is temporary, so don't worry. I'm sure you'll be a man again very soon." Jograth, not calming down. "But what if it's not temporary? What if I'm going to be a woman for the rest of my life? What then?" Latia came over to Jograth. "I'm sure you'll be a man again soon, but Dalma and Shinfia aren't doing well. So how about we go to the shrine? Maybe it can turn you back, and we can rest and get our spells back, and maybe remove curse will turn you back." Jograth, not knowing what else to do in the moment. "Fine, let's go." They went brown, blue, but the shrine wasn't there. The room was empty. Jack, "What happened to the shrine?" Nightwind, "Did we go to the right place?" Jack, "Yes, the shrine is brown and blue. How could it be gone? What's going on?" Lightmane, "Are you surprised that more things keep happening around here that we can't explain? How about we try going to the magical lake? That should heal Dalma and Shinfia at least. Let's just hope that it's not gone too." They went blue, and were once again on the sandy beach. So they helped Shinfia into the water, along with Dalma, who had finally regained consciousness again after hitting the stone floor when she passed out earlier. Dalma, "It's saying I need to toss in 5 platinum coins." Shinfia, "I heard it too," she said, as she quickly pulled 10 platinum coins from her belt pouch and tossed them into the water. Jograth, "I'm not hearing anything." Jograth tossed 5 platinum coins into the lake and then just sat there waiting for the water to change her back. But nothing happened. "Darn it! Change me back!" she cried loudly, but nothing happened. "Fine, then give me my coins back." She reached into the water and grabbed some of the coins, but the moment her hand touched the coins, something pulled her under the water. She tried to get up, but couldn't. But the moment she let go of the coins, she was free and got up quickly. "It tried to kill me! What is going on? Why did it try to kill me?" Raisha, "Jill, are you surprised that you can't take coins out of this lake? If we could, we'd all be rich beyond our wildest dreams." Jograth, yelling, "But it didn't heal me, so give me my coins back." Latia called out, "Tina, are you here? Shananesha, is anyone here who can help us?" Everyone started looking all around as Latia's voice carried across the water, echoing as it went. Sheila, "Oh my, Jograth has just been turned into a woman." Bale, with a shocked look on his face, along with everyone else. "What? He was turned into a woman? How did that happen?" Sheila, "I'll explain that later. They're at the magical lake now, and they're calling for you, Tina. Would you like me to teleport you there, or would you rather just stay here and keep playing?" Tina, looking surprised, "They're calling for me? Why are they calling for me?" Sheila, "I'm sure it's because they're hoping you can help. They're calling for Shananesha now too. But since there's nothing you can do to help them, you don't need to go. But if you'd like to talk to them for a bit, I'll send you back there." Tina, "I'll go talk to them if you want me to. But I also want to play this game some more, to see what Yolo meant by playing it organically." Sheila, "It makes no difference to me if you talk to them or not. So since you want to play some more, Let's play. Yolo, smiling now. Great. Okay, everyone. I need you all to pass your character sheet and your dice up to me. Then I want you all to just think about your character, about who they are, what they are, and try to imagine that you are them now. Now I want you to all talk to each other like you're your character. And after you all do that for a few minutes, we'll begin. When no one responded to Latia's call, Jogreth walked out of the water, frustrated. I'm still a girl, and I just threw away 5 platinum coins. Now what do we do? Jack, don't worry, Jogreth. Or maybe I should just call you Joe right now, like Raisha does. Jogreth, oh, very funny, Jack. Why shouldn't I worry? Would you not be worried right now if you were turned into a girl? Jack, sure. But when you're a guy again, I bet you'll laugh about this later on, as will the rest of us. Raisha, Jack's right, honey. Don't worry about this. I'm sure you'll be a man again in no time at all. She then looked at his body and smiled. Besides, you just might be the strongest girl in all of Forestera. I've certainly never seen muscles on a girl like that before. Latia, neither have I. Latia called out for Tina and Shana Nasha again, but still got no answer. Hey, we should be able to just go into the forest and find her, right? Tenneth, yes. She said all we have to do is think of who we want to see and then just walk, and we'll run into them. So let's go into the forest and see if either of them shows up. They all walked into the forest, and in no time at all they saw Shana Nasha. Hello. I'm surprised to see you all. What brings you to the magical forest? Seeing Jogreth and Raisha now. And who are these two who are with you? Shinfia, hi, it's great to see you again. As she walked up to her and hugged and kissed her. They told her who Raisha and Jogreth are, and what happened to Jogreth, and were hoping that she knew how to turn him back into a man. Shana Nasha, oh my, I wish there was something I could do, but I have no clue how to turn you back. But since the sign said it's temporary, I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, being a woman for a while will give you an understanding for women that men just don't know about. You should consider yourself quite lucky. Jogreth, lucky? You think I'm lucky that I was turned into a woman? What? Shana Nasha, yes, Jogreth, you're very lucky. And now I would very much like to kiss you. You too, Raisha, okay? Raisha, looking a little nervous. Okay, I guess. Latia, don't worry, guys. We've all kissed her many times when we first swam in the lake. She kissed Raisha first, and then Jogreth. But Jogreth looked really uncomfortable, so she just held him for a moment. I'm sure you'll be a man again very soon, so don't worry. But you're quite a good-looking girl. For a half-orc, she said, smiling. Jogreth just rolled his eyes, which caused Shana Nasha to laugh. It's okay, Jogreth. Try to enjoy the time you have being a girl. Turning to everyone else, I hope you'll all come visit me again when your friend here turns back into a man. That way I can say I kissed him when he was a girl and as a guy, she said, as she smiled again. They all hugged and kissed her goodbye and thought about the magical lake, and in no time they were back on the sandy beach. Lightmane, boy, being one with this forest sure makes a difference, huh? I'd say let's hang out here for a while and go visit everyone, but I think it's best we keep moving, yes? Nightwind, yes. I want to find that boat and head to that tower. Belfin, We aren't going anywhere until we find her armor. Nightwind. Okay, then I want to find that boat and her armor so that we can then head to that tower. Belfin. Okay, then here's hoping the next die roll takes us to the magical boat. Belfin rolled the die, and it came up a 4. Purple. Here goes nothing. He rolled it again, and it came up a 4 again. Purple again? We haven't gone there yet, have we? Jack. Nope. So they went purple, 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 but when they all came through, they couldn't believe what they saw. They were in another large octagon-shaped room, but in the middle of this room was a huge boat. It was about 25 feet long and 8 feet wide, and the bottom was flat. It just sat there on the floor, and there was nothing else around anywhere. As the party approached, they saw nothing inside it either. There were no oars or anything else. It was just a great big empty boat. Belfin. What the? Is this the magical boat? It's too wide to fit through the portals. What are we supposed to do with it? They all started examining it, and soon Lightmane noticed some very tiny letters carved into it. Guys, check this out. There are tiny letters here. I'm just lucky I saw them. Good thing we took the time to examine it thoroughly, or I doubt I would have ever seen them. Jack, can you make out what it says, or do we need to cast Comprehend Languages, or read magic maybe? Lightmane cast Detect Magic. The letters are magical writing. He then cast Read Magic. Oh look, I still can't make out what it says. So here's hoping Comprehend Languages works. It looks like it's just 2 words though. Jack, maybe it's the name of the boat? Lightmane cast Comprehend Languages. Okay, this is odd. Jack, what's odd? Lightmane, it's just 2 words, but they're weird. Latia, they're weird? What do they say? Lightmane, well, there's a hyphen, and the words are Shrinky-Dink. When Lightmane said Shrinky-Dink, the boat shrunk down quite fast and was now so tiny that you could put it in your belt pouch if you wanted to. Belfin, what in the world just happened? Saying Shrinky-Dink caused it to shrink? The moment Belfin said Shrinky-Dink, the boat started to grow, and in no time at all, it was huge again. Lightmane, whoa, okay, no one say that word again. Nightwind, no, say it again, and then we can easily take it out of here. Here, I'll say it, Shrinky-Dink. The boat shrunk down, and Nightwind walked over and picked it up and put it in his belt pouch. Let's go. Jack, go where? Belfin rolled the die. It came up a 4 again. He rolled the die again, and it came up a 5, which was red. 5. Okay, everyone. If purple red is her armor, I'm going to freak out. Raisha, you're going to freak out? So finding a 25-foot-long boat that shrinks down to a teeny tiny boat that you can put in your belt pouch didn't freak you out? Belfin, yes it did. So I'll freak out again if this is her armor. Come on, armor. Be her armor. They went purple, purple, red, and came to another large octagon-shaped room, but they didn't see her armor. Sitting in the middle of this otherwise empty room was a long black metal box. On the box were maroon-colored letters that glistened on the black metal. And thanks to Lightmane's spells, he could read them. Oh my goodness, guys. Are you all ready for this? I can't believe what we just found. Shinfia, sounding a little impatient. What? What did we just find? What does it say, Lightmane? Lightmane, sorry for the suspense. The letters say, the Staff of Dragons. YOLO. Okay, You all traveled back to the village and are having dinner at the tavern. Moradin, what about Turk? And what about me? I'm unconscious. Yolo, Turk died. If you were conscious when you said to bind his wounds, then you would have bound his wounds. I gave you a chance that you'd do it anyway, but you didn't, so he's dead. Drana and Harlan cast healing spells on you, and you eventually regained consciousness, and after resting, you then walked back to the village. Okay? Sheila, we would have searched his body, though, wouldn't we? Yolo, yes, but other than his armor and short sword, he only had a dagger and 20 copper and 5 silver coins on him. Sheila, darn, so the money he stole from us is somewhere else. Well, maybe we'll find where it is and get it back? Yolo, yes, you all hope that you can find where he put your money. However, as you're eating dinner, a man comes into the tavern and starts talking. I'm looking for a group of adventurers. Are there any adventurers here? My daughter was taken prisoner by a band of goblins. If you help me rescue her, I will reward you greatly. Please, can anyone help me to rescue my daughter? I'm desperate. Moradin, wait, where is Harag? Yolo, oh, I forgot about Harag. I'll just say that he went back to his fellow goblins for now, but he'll come look for you all later on. This is a different group of goblins that he's talking about, so Harag isn't there. Okay, guys, now I want all of you to only speak as your character, so don't say Drana says or Burke says. Do the opposite now. If it's you talking, say that it's you talking, but otherwise, whatever you say now is your character talking, okay? They all looked at Yolo funny and felt a little nervous, not really sure why he wanted to do this. Rorik, we are a party of adventurers. Come sit with us. Yolo, the man looks to be maybe 40 years old and is wearing banded armor and has a sword sheathed and strapped to his waist. He walks up to you and says, there's no time. Please come with me now. I fear they will harm her, or worse, kill her. Time is of the essence. If you help me rescue her, and she's alive, I will give each of you 500 silver coins. Drana, 500 silver each? Wow, that's a lot of money. Fina, oh my goodness, how horrible. This poor man. We're going to help him, right? Oh, how far are the goblins? Yolo, you can see that the man is somewhat taken by your beauty. Tina smiled, but then he seems to compose himself and says, their cave is in a forest about a half-day's travel to the south. Please come with us now, and I'll tell you all that happened while we travel. Drana, come with us? Who's us? Yolo, the man looks at you and quickly responds, sounding desperate. My 2 sons, please come with me now, and I'll tell you all that happened. Burke, I say we go with him, shall we? Elena, absolutely. Take us to these goblins, and we will do everything in our power to rescue your daughter. I hope they have not harmed her. Harlan, if they have, they will pay with their lives. Let's go. Yolo just smiled. Shinfia, the Staff of Dragons? I can't believe there's a staff that's called the Staff of Dragons. Do you think this is connected with the dragon cards that we found? Open it. Oh, you're checking for traps, right, Belfin? Belfin, yes, but I detect no traps. If there's a magical trap, though, I can't detect it. But I'm guessing none of you clerics or druids have a spell available right now that detects traps. Tenneth, no. Should we wait and one of us prays for the spell Find Traps? Latia, druids can't detect traps, other than snares or pits, which are natural. I think we should take the time, and one of you should pray for it. If there's a magical trap on this box, that could be deadly. Raisha, then we should have done that when we found that treasure chest. Latia, oh, you're right, we should have. Well, I'm glad it wasn't magically trapped. Oh, wait, what if we can't rest here either? Then what do we do? Nightwind, if we can't rest here, then you all go stand up against the wall, and I'll try to open it. They tried to rest, but once again they weren't able to, which had them all baffled. Everyone moved by the wall, and Nightwind tried to open it, but wasn't able to. I think it's locked. I don't see a keyhole anywhere, though. Jack, it could be wizard locked. That would be my guess, anyway. A knock spell will open it. I have that spell in my spell book, but since we can't rest here, I can't memorize it. Should we try going to the magical lake again and rest there? Jilgrath, yes, let's do that. Everyone looked at Jilgrath, since she had been quiet this whole time. Raisha, how are you feeling, honey? Jilgrath, like a girl, which feels weird. I want to hold you, but it just feels too weird to try doing that right now. Latia, smiling, Jilgrath, don't worry about it. Girls love to hug each other. Jilgrath, but I'm not a girl. He saw them all looking at her. Okay, fine, I'm a girl, but I'm not. I still feel like a guy. She thought about what she just said. Okay, I guess I don't feel like a guy anymore. I don't know what I feel. I feel like I'm both, I guess. It feels weird. Dama, girls, let's all take turns hugging Jilgrath. I think we should all kiss you, too. Hey, maybe you guys should also kiss him. I mean, her. Now that she is a girl, she said, sounding somewhat awkward. All the guys, including Jilgrath, no. Lightmane, yeah, we're not kissing him. I will admit, though, Jilgrath, you kind of make a cute female half-orc. A very well-muscled and very strong-looking female half-orc, but kind of cute, too, in a way. Wait, that just sounded weird, didn't it? Nightwind, yes, it did, but this will sound even weirder, coming from me. I agree with what you said, Lightmane. Jilgrath, you're a very strong-looking female half-orc, and yet you also, somehow, look cute. Raisha started smiling. I'm not going to kiss you, though, I assure you. Jilgrath, good, because if you tried to, I'd punch you in your mouth. Everyone started laughing. YOLO. As you leave the tavern, you are joined by two young men who look maybe 17 or 18 years old. Sheila, these must be his sons. Oh, wait. Sorry. Drana, I take it these are your sons, yes? Oh, and what is your name, by the way? I am Drana. I am Nephrin. I am a 4th level ranger. And yes, these are my two sons, Jordan and Emerson. They are both veterans. Sheila, so they're just warriors of the first progression. Nephrin, what? What do you mean, progression? Sheila, oops. I'm sorry, YOLO, but that was just me talking. Going back to being Drana now. Go ahead. Bale, hey, this is kind of fun, speaking as our character. He then looked at YOLO. Obviously, that wasn't Rorik who said that. YOLO, smiling. Obviously. His two sons are both carrying a large sack of coins. Drana, is that our reward your sons are carrying? Nephrin, no. It is the ransom that their chieftain is demanding I pay in exchange for the release of my daughter. I somehow received a letter that was from him. In it, he said that if I don't bring the money today, that he will kill her. It is 3,000 silver coins. So if we rescue her, it's all yours. Everyone smiled. 10th. Hey, instead of the magical lake, how about we just go through the purple portal and see if we can rest in one of those empty rooms? They liked Tenneth's idea, but they were unable to rest there either, so they decided to just go back to the magical lake and try resting on the beach. First, though, they had to go purple, back to the room with the black metal box, and then they went blue, blue, blue to the magical lake. Then they all sat down and fell asleep. Shrinky took off her clothes and stood next to a statue of a beautiful naked woman. So Jack, who's better looking? Jack, who was also naked and standing next to a statue of a naked man. You are, of course. It's not even close. Shrinky, you darn right. I'm hot. Jack, yes you are. But what about me? Who's better looking? Shrinky started laughing. Oh, come on, Jack. Isn't it obvious? Jack smiled. He's got muscles. He's much hotter than you are. Jack, shocked now. What? Hey, I thought we were doing this to compliment each other. Why are you mocking me like that? Shrinky, Jack, everybody knows that I'm only interested in men who are muscular. She kept laughing, and Jack was horrified, shocked that the beautiful woman who he was in love with wasn't in love with him. But then he opened his eyes. Jack chose not to tell anyone about his dream and tried his best not to stare at Shrinky. Now, with both a knock and a fine trap spell memorized, they went back to the room with the black metal box. Finding no magical traps, Jack cast knock, but nothing happened. But when Nightwind tried to lift the lid, it came off, and inside was a beautiful-looking, silvery, grayish-blue staff that looked like two dragons that were wrapped around each other, with their heads coming together at the top. Their mouths were open, and together they held a large, beautiful red gem. Also in the box was a scroll. Jack went to pick up the scroll. Lightmane, Jack, careful. Remember what happened the last time you opened a scroll to read it? Jack, yeah, I was just thinking about that. Does your fine trap spell detect anything, Tenneth? Tenneth, no, I don't think we have any other choice but to cast detect magic and read magic, and then unroll it and try to read it. Jack, I'm detecting magic. Here goes nothing. Jack cast read magic and unrolled the scroll. Yola, you eventually reach the forest. All seems quiet. Nephrin says the following. His letter says that their cave is less than a mile into the forest, and that we'll see it when we see 4 spears standing upright, holding the heads of various creatures. Fina, ew, gross. Goblins are such disgusting creatures. Nephrin, yes they are, which is why we're going to kill all of them. Rorik, good thing Harag isn't here. Nephrin, who's Harag? Baal, that was me talking. Yolo, nope. Rorik said, good thing Harag isn't here. Baal, looking a little irritated. What? Oh, come on. Yolo, I said that unless you say it's you who's talking, it's your character who's talking. Baal, so did Rorik also say, oh, come on? Yolo, no, because you were clearly talking to me. Baal, I was clearly talking to all of us. Yolo, Rorik slipped up. When Nephrin and Fina started talking about how gross goblins are, he started thinking about Harag, so you blurted that out. By accident. Baal, fine. Rorik says, oh, he's just Yolo interrupting him. No, don't say Rorik says. Just say what Rorik says. Baal gave Yolo a funny look, but then went into character as Rorik. He's a friend of ours. Nephrin, you all have a friend named Harag? Is he a half-orc or something? Harlan, yes, but he keeps to himself most of the time, since people don't often associate with half-orcs. Nephrin, I see. Keep an eye out for goblins. They could be hiding anywhere now. Tina, does Fina detect evil in the area? Yolo, nope. Fina, Nephrin, as a paladin, I can detect evil in the area, so if goblins are near, I'll know. Nephrin, not necessarily. If monsters are trying to ambush us, then yes, you will. But if they're just walking through the forest and don't notice us, you might not. Fina, trying to sound confident. Oh, you're right. Well, I don't detect any evil at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you all know. Yolo, Nephrin smiles at your words, but you never detect evil in the area, and soon you see the cave up ahead, along with the 4 spears that were holding heads. The heads are 2 humans, a dwarf, and an elf. Burke, he's just trying to scare us. Hold your noses, everyone, and let's go inside. Yolo, the cave entrance is a 10-foot wide passage that goes maybe 20 feet and ends in a sturdy-looking wooden door. Burke, I'm going to try to open the door. Okay, Nephrin? Nephrin, sure. Go ahead. Burke, does it open? As a sly smile crossed Yolo's face, everyone knew that something was about to happen. As you open the door, you see before you a most horrible scene. The room you are now in is a cavern, roughly 50 feet across and circular shaped. At the back end of the place are 3 chairs that look like crudely built thrones. There are 4 very large goblins, about 5 feet in height, standing as guards, wearing banded armor and holding long swords and small shields. On the chairs are a man who looks like he might be a wizard, a huge goblin who's about 5.5 feet tall, and in between them is Nephrin's daughter. She's naked and bloody and looks like she's been beaten, but she's conscious, and when she sees all of you, she lets out a blood-curdling scream. You see that she's chained to her chair. The goblin and the man stand up. The goblin looks very strong as he pulls forth a glowing longsword. As the woman calls out in a very loud voice, "Kill them! Kill them all!" Her father and her 2 brothers are horrified at how she looks, but even more horrified at what she just said. The man starts casting a spell as all 5 goblins charge at you. Everyone was horrified at the gruesome scene that Yolo just described to them and just sat there in stunned silence. Jack, guys, you won't believe this. It's a short letter, and it's signed Shayla. Excitement overwhelmed Dalma. What? A letter from Shayla? Let me see. Jack, it's magical writing, Dalma, so you can't read it. But get a load of this. Greetings, adventurers, and congratulations. You have just found the legendary Staff of Dragons. It is a great magical item that I created. With it, you will have the power to summon dragons, who will serve you in whatever way they can, including fighting alongside you in battles. But until you acquire all the cards, it will not function in any way. It is far too clumsy to wield in battle. Only by finding all 23 dragon cards will you be able to summon them. These cards can be found throughout the caves of ordered randomness, but whether or not you've found any of them, the moment you enter the wizard's tower, all cards that have not yet been found will be magically teleported to the tower. In other words, you don't have to keep searching here if you've already found my armor. Once you find my armor, you may then head to the tower whenever you want. But now that you've found the Staff of Dragons, the next place your die roll will take you will be where my armor is. I know you're wondering how that's possible, but that doesn't matter. What matters is this. If I were you, before you travel any further, I'd start preparing for battle. As the woman continued traveling through the forest, she saw on the other side of the road a wide trail, along with a large wooden sign which read the following: Welcome to the Valley of Caves. This valley is under the protection of the Keep, a fortress that lies 2 miles west of here. And the last cave in the back of the valley is a temple to the goddess Ilana. All who are good are welcome here, but do not enter uninvited. For the valley is heavily guarded, and those who guard it will ring a bell which will bring the entire valley down on you. If you wish to enter, travel to the keep first and speak with William, the Castellan. The woman, thinking to herself, a valley of caves, and it's protected by a keep. How interesting. She walked down the wide trail, but stayed close to the forest, and soon she saw 3 creatures up ahead, sitting at a table: an orc, a goblin, and a kobold. They were playing cards. She also saw a very large bell nearby. She smiled as she moved into the forest to her left and stayed hidden. Seeing and sensing no other creatures nearby, she aimed and fired her bow. Her arrow plunged into the goblin's chest. He fell off his chair and started to get up, but then fell to the ground. The orc stood up quickly and started looking around, as did the kobold. But when the kobold saw no one, he started to run towards the bell. She aimed and fired again, and her arrow plunged into the kobold's back. He dropped to his knees, tried to get up, but then slowly fell forward. This time, though, the orc saw where the arrow came from, but he couldn't believe what he was looking at. Rather, he couldn't believe what was looking at him. As fear overwhelmed him, his body came to a halt. He wanted to look down to see what was wrong with his legs, but he wasn't able to. His eyes were still fixed on her as she moved into the valley and stared at him as a smile formed across her face. As the orc's body came to a halt, the last thing that stopped working was his eyes. And then everything went dark. The snakes hissed. The woman turned as she slithered back up the steep incline and hid.